Hello guys, and welcome again to my YouTube channel. If you're returning, thank you for always coming by and listening to me ramble and watching me do nonsense, and just for sticking around. If you're new here, my name is Sonia. I'm a Nigerian YouTuber based in Toronto, and I just make videos about my life and everything in it and anything I pretty much want to post, right? I've been talking about love, relationships, dating, and marriage. Now, marriage, I don't have too much to say about marriage because I've never been married. I would like to be married because, I feel this life is just about experiencing things, and I like to look at everything in my life as an experience, whether it's good or bad. And I would like to experience marriage. I've experienced having a kid, and I love it. I might want one more, but I'm not sure. I still I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like my son needs a sibling, and I would really want to experience having a girl as a child, and that's why I made this thing about saying I would find out early if it's a boy or a girl and get rid of it early enough if it's a boy. But I may not actually do that, but I would just really pray and take all the precautions necessary to try and have a girl. Maybe I might have twins, and one be a boy and one be a girl, and that's it. Then we call it a day. So for marriage, I don't know. I'm not pressed about getting married. I mean, I would like to experience it, but I'm not pressed. Like right now, I look at all the different possibilities for my life. I would like to be in a long-term relationship with someone, but I don't necessarily feel it has to be in marriage. I could just live with someone and we could be cool. I could actually just also co-parent with someone and we could be cool. We don't even have to be in a romantic relationship. I wouldn't mind right now finding someone who wants to have who wants to have a kid, and then we just co-parent together. We could even live together. We may not have to live together. So as I was saying before I was interrupted by my child, I wouldn't mind just living with someone, co-parent with a person. We don't even have to be together romantically. We can just have a good understanding of what we want. We want to raise a child together. We want this child to have love from two people. We want both our lives to be easier by having a partner that we could do stuff with, because that's how I see marriage, right? I see marriage as a companionship. I don't even necessarily see it as a means to reproduce, right? I don't think that's the whole point of getting married, but it's one of the things about getting married. But ultimately, when you're doing something with someone, it's always easier. I'm not a religious person. I am a Christian, but I'm not religious. I do believe in God. I believe in Jesus, and I have read my Bible. I don't read it as much these days, but I have read it, the whole thing. And one thing I realize is that the Bible says two is better than one. And even in life, we see it, right? If you're doing something alone, you're not always, you could always, you could do really great doing something alone, but you could do even better if you have help. So that's how I see marriage, right? Like even at work, in companies, one person cannot do everything in their company alone. They need people to help to work so that they can achieve their goals. That's the same way I see marriage. I feel like it's a companionship, it's a partnership. We should be there to help each other, make our lives easier, make our lives better. We should be trying to better ourselves, make our families better. If we have children, then we should be, it should be easier for two people to raise children than one person. I don't feel like it's necessarily if two people are raising children, the child will turn out better than one person raising a child. I don't even believe in that. Not because I'm a single parent, but I just feel like it depends on the effort and love you're putting in, right? Two people can be raising a child, but it's only one person still putting all that love and effort necessary to nurture and raise that child to become a useful and amazing person in society, right? If there's two people, the fact that there's two people is more for their benefit than even the child's benefit, right? It just makes it easier for them to parent than for the child to turn out better. If you get what I'm saying, like being two people parenting is easier for the parents than for the children, right? Because for the child, even it might even be more complicated because some parents like to put their wishes on their children, and then it's like you have to satisfy both parents, and they may have different. That's why you need to be a unit as well. And so it's just harder. It's even harder for the child to have to handle two people. I don't know if I'm making sense with this, but you know what I'm saying. It's easier for the parents to have two people to handle these children because financially and otherwise, it's easier. Having to go through this world is easier to go with people than alone. And it's not always only marriage that makes it easier. Like, that's why it's good to have other relationships, like I mentioned in my last video. It makes life easier than going life alone. Like, I am alone romantically, but I'm not alone in life. I have friends, I have family, I have people who care about me that I may have not even met, or I'm not even that close to, I'm not even always in contact with. There are people who have shown me love from Instagram, from Twitter, from people I met in school, from work, just random people on the street. They've shown me love, they've shown me kindness, and that all of that makes your life easier. It's not just about being married. If you never get married, you do not have to lack intimacy. You do not have to lack even romance. You definitely do not have to lack love, and you do not have to lack children if you don't get married. Like, it's not the a do or die affair. It's not the only way to live this life. But I know a lot of people crave that completeness, and I feel like you shouldn't even see someone else as someone who completes you. Nah, I don't think you should see anyone like that. I feel like it's too much pressure. Like I mentioned in my other video, it's too much pressure. Like, you should complete you first, and then you need like lots of sources to complete you. Not one person should be the source of your completeness, right? It's not fair on the person. That's all I know to say about marriage, really, about what I think about it. If I want to get married, I've never been married, so I can't really say what it's like. I mean, I've seen other people's marriages, and there are a lot of marriages that are not encouraging, to be honest. But I guess it's because people get married for different reasons that's not necessarily based on actual love. A lot of people get married for the feeling of love, but not necessarily like, I love you and I'm loving you in action. I'm loving you because I want the best for you, and I love you because I'm going to do my all to make sure, I'm going to try my best to make sure I do not hurt you, and that I always show you love by doing things that will benefit you. And there's one thing that I need to say about love. It's something I've been learning and I've been trying to practice, is to learn how to love myself and someone else concurrently, like at the same time. Like, just because, like, when you want to show someone love by taking a decision about yourself in your life that will affect that person, you have to make sure, one, that what that decision you're taking shows love to them and also shows love to you. You can't just do it to show love to only them without it showing love to you. So getting that balance is another thing altogether of wisdom and, just communication. Communication is something also very important, and understanding. You always need to be expressive. Both of you need to communicate, express yourselves, and try to understand each other as much as possible. And that is the only way, I feel like, because marriage is not perfect, right? Because it involves two human beings that are coming from totally different backgrounds. And anything that involves two human beings or human beings, there's always going to be strife and trouble or whatever. But that is why they say it's ideal to do it in love, because that love will come with that understanding, that thoughts and action to be the best for yourself and for that person, and to help better their lives. If both of you are thinking that way, it should be a lot easier to be married. But I feel like not a lot of people who are married are thinking that way, right? Not both of them are thinking that way anyhow. Maybe one person is and the other isn't. Neither of them are thinking that way. Some people just get married out of convenience. Like, I'm not going to fault the reasons why people get married, but I'm just like, when you don't really think properly about the reason you're getting married, it's harder to be happy in that marriage, or to stay happy, or to build happiness in each moment in that marriage. It's harder to do that, and it's harder for it to even last. But lasting shouldn't be the way you equate if it's a good marriage. Because some people have lost themselves to marriage just because they want it to last, just because they want to stand the test of time. So they've lost themselves to marriage. Like, they don't exist as a person anymore, because they just want their marriage to last. So they just lose themselves to it. There's no individuality anymore which is, I feel, is not the way. So that's why I feel like time is not necessarily the best way to equate if it's a good marriage. It's about the substance, the quality, like what are they both putting in to that marriage, right? People tell me, because I'm a woman, so if I'm getting married, because I'm not lesbian, I'll probably want to marry a man, right? Though maybe I should start thinking about marrying a woman. My mom, if she hears this, she's gonna freak, and a lot of other people will freak. But I don't think necessarily that women are any better than men, to be honest, because every terrible trait is a human trait. It's not a gender trait. It's about you as a human being and how you were raised, your influences around you, your decisions for yourself, because at some point the influences are there, yes, but at some point you're gonna have to be accountable for yourself and your decisions you make, and take responsibility for those things and not blame it on the influence you got or the people around you. You're gonna have to, at some point, you get to the point where you should know better, so you should be taking these decisions to be a better person, right? So women are not necessarily better, but like, say I'm gonna marry a man, right? A lot of men make you believe that it's in a man's nature to cheat, and cheating is a big deal for me. Lots of people are like, there's so many other things in marriage that are worse. I'm like, if you say so. I mean, if you're not trying to kill me, the only thing maybe worse than someone cheating on me is them trying to kill me, trying to beat me up or whatever, or even like abuse, not necessarily domestic, but like even emotional or verbal abuse. I mean, I have a bit more tough skin for verbal abuse because I can give it back to you hot. I mean, it's not the best way to handle it, but sometimes, the Bible teaches balance. Sometimes anger is necessary. Sometimes giving it somebody hot, the way they give you, is necessary. Sometimes everything is necessary at every point in time, at some point in time, right? Not every point. Like, this thing is necessary at some point in time is wisdom that will help you, guide you to know when to put these things into place. So the verbal one, I have a thicker skin for it than the even the emotional one, right? Because I feel like I'm a very self-assured whole. I feel like I don't know if I'm whole, but I feel whole with myself. So it's very hard for you to really abuse me emotionally, because I won't just take that. I pretty much won't take it. Like right now anyways. I mean, it will hurt me that someone I love is trying to abuse me verbally and emotionally. It will hurt me. But I wouldn't dwell on it, and I wouldn't let it affect how I see myself and the love I have for myself. I wouldn't let it affect that, but it would definitely hurt me. It will break my heart that someone I have loved and invested time in, and that I've shown nothing but love for, right? And like acted on that love towards that person, is emotionally and verbally abusing me. It will really hurt. But the ones that are gonna be hard to live down would be domestic abuse and cheating. And cheating is pretty much emotional abuse, to be honest, kind of, I guess. Or is it physical? I don't know, but maybe it's kind of like emotional abuse. Those are things that I feel like, especially like, they're deal breakers for me. You can't beat me, you can't cheat on me. I don't want to go into something thinking the person is going to cheat on me. And men will have you believe that it's in their nature to cheat. Like, I'm like, it's in no one's nature to do anything. Like, we choose what we want to do. Like, it's based on your personality, right? A woman can cheat just as much as a man. So you can't say it's in your nature, it's not in women's nature. So when women do it, it's terrible because it's not in their nature. But when you do it as a man, it's okay because it's in your nature, right? No, it doesn't work like that. It's terrible both ways. If a woman does it to a woman, it's terrible. If a man does it to a man, it's terrible. Cheating is terrible. I mean, it's not cheating when both of you have agreed you're in an open relationship and this person doesn't mind that you're doing that. It's not cheating. It's only cheating when one person or both of you have made an agreement to be faithful and monogamous with each other, and then you step out on that agreement. That's when it's cheating, right? And knowing me, if I'm getting into a committed monogamous relationship, marrying someone, I don't expect you to cheat on me. And so if I'm to believe or follow what lots of men say, then what's the point of me getting married? If what I have in store for me in marriage is a guy cheating on me, how can you tell me it's in men's nature to cheat and then expect me to want to get married all willy-nilly? Nah. If I'm gonna marry someone, I should never have it at the back of my mind that that person can cheat on me. It should never even occur to me that that person would cheat on me. If they do, it's a whole different thing. And I guess if that happens, God forbid, but if it does happen, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But even if it does happen, I would hope that it will be a one-time thing and not something the person is constantly doing, because then why are you in this marriage with me if you cannot stay faithful to me? And if we're gonna get into an open marriage, why get married at all? Just have a relationship. Just live together and know that you guys are together, but you're still seeing other people. Like, just do that. What is that title doing for you? What is that paper doing for you? In countries like this, being common law gives you the same benefits of being married financially and whatever, right? I don't know how it works if you like get divorced. I guess with common law nobody gets anything, which is fine. Everybody should go with what they came with, right? Or if you work together and build something, you guys should be able to split it equally in half, right? Like, I mean, if you actually loved each other at any point, it should not even be a big deal to be able to split whatever you both worked for in half, right? Especially if you now have children. Like, it's just terrible because you start seeing different sides of people. When divorce comes up, it's like there was no friendship, there was no mature relationship. It was probably just the feeling of love, but not the actual love in play, because then you see people coming at loggerheads. They don't have that person's interest at heart anymore. Like, you can't say you ever loved that person if when you need to part, maybe because the romance, the feeling part is not working anymore, you now feel like, to hell with that person. I don't feel you really love that person in the first place, you know? And so, yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about marriage. So, yeah, y'all should put in the comment section what you think about marriage. I will probably want to have some of these discussions with other people just to hear what other people say. So if you're interested in talking about stuff like this with me, please holla. We can do a Zoom meeting, or if you're in Toronto area, we can meet up in person and we can do it. Like, we can have a chit chat session. Okay. So y'all let me know. Okay. Did I say that right? My R is not r'ing properly. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and please leave a comment. Let me know what you think about what I'm saying. If you think I'm talking trash, I mean, it's not going to matter to me because I'm still going to believe what I'm going to believe. But if you come at me with some sense, maybe you could change my mind. After all, change is the only constant thing, right? So I'm open to learning new things and willing to have my mind change and willing to change my point of view. I'm willing. But for me, this is what works for me. This is what helps me live the life I'm living at peace and at joy, because I'm someone who is very much at peace and I have a lot of joy in my life. I mean, I have sad moments, I have down moments, but generally I'm always at peace even in my down moments, because those moments are inevitable, right? So there's no point beating myself up about things that I cannot really control or things that are meant to happen. I just need to dust myself off, you know, feel the pain, cry or whatever, feel bad, and then dust myself off and get up again and just go ahead being happy, being joyous, living my life, rocking this peace thing. You know what I'm saying? Peace.